They tried to erase him. Every photo, every message, every trace of what really happened that night. But you can't delete the truth, because the truth has a way of coming back. And now, after months of silence, something has resurfaced. A digital fragment, buried deep within a forgotten backup server. And it's about to rewrite everything we thought we knew about you, Menglong. At first, it was just a whisper. A rumor shared between fan pages and obscure online forums. Someone claimed to have found a corrupted file connected to Yu's agency. A file that had been wiped from existence, but never truly gone. It was labeled only as Project Nightfall. The name alone sent shivers through the fandom, because that was the codename used internally the week you disappeared. No one knew what it meant. Until now. The person who found the file was an anonymous systems technician, known online only as Eisen. He claimed that while recovering damaged archives from a cloud storage node linked to the company, he stumbled upon a set of deleted system logs, fragments of emails, audio files, and surveillance metadata. What he pieced together painted a chilling picture. According to Eisen, the logs showed multiple deletion commands executed within seconds of each other, not by one user, but by several employees under administrative clearance. The timestamps matched the very hour Yu Menglong was last seen alive. And the most disturbing part? A message embedded in the deletion protocol itself. Ensure all visual assets are purged before sunrise. No external recovery. Someone was trying to make sure that whatever had been captured was gone forever. But they failed. Because in the chaos of digital cleanup, a backup script malfunctioned. One folder didn't delete. It simply renamed itself and stayed hidden. That's how the truth survived. When Eisen shared his findings with a few trusted people, he included a short transcript of an audio file found in the recovered folder. It lasted only 47 seconds. But what it contained made even hardened journalists go cold. It began with Yu's voice. Soft, hesitant, like someone recording a message they weren't sure would ever be heard. If you're hearing this, something went wrong. They said I should stop asking questions. I thought it was about contracts, but it's not. It's bigger than that. Then silence. And a distant knock. I think they're here. Please, don't trust the statement they release. And then, static. That's where it ends. The file spread like wildfire through underground channels. People tried to verify it, but within hours, every download link vanished. Accounts that uploaded it were suspended. Even mirror servers went dark one by one. It was as if someone was cleaning the internet, systematically removing traces of the truth again. But by then, it was too late, because copies had already spread, and people had already listened. The public reaction was immediate and explosive. Hashtags about Yu Menglong trended across multiple platforms overnight. Fans demanded transparency. Journalists called for an independent investigation. And yet, the company's response was eerily calm. A single press release read, "We are aware of fabricated materials circulating online. Please refrain from spreading misinformation during this sensitive time." No denial of the voice. No proof it was fake. Just silence disguised as control. But silence only feeds curiosity. And soon others began to speak. Former staff members. Studio employees. People who had worked with you during his final weeks. One by one, they started describing things they'd been too afraid to mention before. Long hours, tense meetings, quiet arguments behind closed doors. They said you had become paranoid, convinced his phone was being monitored. He'd told a colleague he was being followed after work. And there was one detail that kept repeating in every account. He'd mentioned a document, something that could end careers. That was just days before his disappearance. So what was in that document? Nobody knows for sure. But Eisen believes it was tied to financial irregularities. Large sums of money transferred through shell companies connected to entertainment contracts. The number that keeps showing up in those trails. 17.6 billion yuan. That's right. 17.6 billion gone. Unaccounted for. vanished into a maze of offshore accounts and false subsidiaries. And if you discovered where that money came from, or where it went, that could explain everything. As people began connecting the dots, another chilling coincidence emerged. The same week Yu's case was reopened online, a server room fire broke out in the very building his files were stored in. Officially, electrical malfunction. But IT specialists who worked there claim otherwise. They say the flames started right where the oldest archives were kept, the same archives Eisen's recovered folder had come from. Once again, evidence was turning to ash. Yet, the internet never forgets. Within days, users around the world began analyzing cached data, image backups, and offline copies. Fragments of emails began resurfacing. Some were incomplete, but what survived was enough to expose a pattern. Subject lines like, urgent, containment measures, press coordination script, YML timeline revision. Each message hinted at the same thing, a coordinated effort to rewrite the story before it reached the media. And then, another revelation dropped. A former studio security contractor, using the alias Ranjiao, leaked an internal memo titled YML Recovery Strategy. The document outlined post-incident procedures, from handling public relations to monitoring online chatter. The final instruction was underlined in red. Delete all unauthorized copies. If traces remain, neutralize the source. Neutralize. That word changed everything, because it suggested that deleting files wasn't enough. They wanted to silence people too. That's when the narrative shifted from tragedy to conspiracy. People started wondering, was Yu's death really an accident? Or was it something far darker? Each clue that surfaced seemed to strengthen the suspicion that he'd uncovered something meant to stay hidden. Something so massive that removing him was easier than containing the truth. And maybe that's why they're still deleting, still cleaning, still watching. Eisen, the technician who first exposed the files, hasn't been online in over a week. His account vanished. His friends say he left a message before going offline. They know I have it. If I disappear, don't stop digging. His disappearance only fueled the fire. Because now, it wasn't just about you anymore. It was about everyone trying to tell his story, and being silenced in the process. Meanwhile, international outlets began showing interest. Reporters from outside China attempted to verify the digital evidence, but every time they requested access, their inquiries were redirected or blocked. Even private VPNs reported connection disruptions while accessing known sources. It was as if someone, somewhere, was monitoring the flow of information. And that's when a second file surfaced. This one wasn't from Eisen. It came from an unknown uploader calling themselves the archivist. Their caption read,